Welcome back to the channel, Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the Death Guard Council of the Death Lord Christmas Bundle from Games Workshop for Warhammer 40,000. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for daily reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and Horus Heresy. Pretty much any of the Games Workshop games. In this video, we're going to explore the points cost of the box set. We're going to look at some potential options to expand this force, or would it make a good expansion force on top of the existing combat patrol, exactly how many points it comes out to, and then also what we would add into it if we wanted to expand this force any further. There's also some videos breaking down the actual price and how much in savings. If you can check those out in the top right hand corner as well for Warhammer 40,000 and Age of Sigmar. So let's jump right in and take a look at the Death Guard Council of the Death Lord. So this box set has a Demon Primarch, Mortarion, obviously a showpiece and also phenomenal in game terms. He is an absolute savage, a great psyker, fast with his wings, and then also and he is an absolute beatstick in combat as well. And then to accompany him, we see 5 of the Blightlord Terminators, and then we have 2 squads of 7 Plague Marines. Let's take a closer look. Alright, so here we have the breakdown of the box set. So first off, we have one Lord of War, Mortarion the Demon Primarch. He has 450 points. There's nothing you can really change on him. You do have some choices with spells and stuff like that. But as far as points go, he is locked in at 450. Next, we have 5 of the Soulblight Terminators. On the cheap end, you can buy them with no upgrades for 200 points, and if you fully deck them out, you can get them up to about 245. There are some little upgrades you can purchase for them, like Deadly Pathogens for 15 points, or you have access to Autocannon, Blight Launcher, and also Combi Weapons as well for 5 points. Depending on exactly what you're looking to get out of these, you can alter their weapons, but having some decent Combi Weapons is always nice for just a few points. They are one use, but then also having the autocannon and blight launcher are pretty strong as well. Next we have our Plague Marines. They come in squads of 7. Again, you have access to the Deadly Pathogens upgrade for 15 points. And then the actual Plague Marine squad, all of their upgrades have been made free. So there's no reason not to take any upgrades available to you. So you now have a bunch of awesome combat weapons that are free. All kinds of special weapons, guns, stuff for your aspiring champion. Definitely want to just fully kit out these squads at 147 to 162 points. They are definitely a very nice choice, a jack of all trades, super durable, and a nice linchpin for any army. If there's one thing you could say about this army, it's that it is very, very durable. You could even go as far as to say that they are disgustingly resilient. So for everything so far that we've discussed, the total points comes out to 944 to 1,017. So you'll notice there's not a ton of actual points that you can alter within the units. They come pretty standard. But you do have right around 1,000 points, which is really nice for this. Would this make a great starting force? Well, the issue with this is the Supreme Command Detachment is where Mortarion fits. He's obviously a Lord of War. And then after that, you basically just have 1 elite and 2 troops. So without an HQ, there's not actually like a standard detachment that you can really put these in. So I would say, like, if you have just this, you technically like can't run it. What you really, really need is at least 1 HQ. So first and foremost, you need an HQ. So would you buy multiple boxes of this set? Well, no, because it's going to be too redundant. You have 2 Mortarions, which he's $160 of the box. So that's a nice chunk, probably half the box right there. And you're not going to need 2 of them. And then after that, you're going to end up with 5 more Terminators. I would arguably go for the other Terminators, Night Shroud bodyguards. And then do you want 2 more squads of Plague Marines? It's not bad. It's definitely not a bad thing. But maybe you want some Poxwalkers instead. Which brings us to the Combat Patrol. In my opinion, multiple boxes is a definite no. But Combat Patrol is a definite yes. Once again, Games Workshop has absolutely crushed it because this set pairs up with the Combat Patrol perfectly. It's almost as if they designed this. Alright, so we can see the Combat Patrol here. It's a little bit busy because there's just so many models in it. But down here in the center bottom, we have Typhus. He is awesome. He can teleport into play. He can march up the field with your guys. But he does buff all of your Poxwalkers and give some like cool synergy to the army. And most importantly, he's an HQ. He is a special character again, but at least he fills our HQ slot, so that is huge. Then next we have the Biologist Putrefier. The Biologist Putrefier is pretty cool. Once again, he's going to give you some synergy to your army. He's a hard hitter when need be. So definitely nice to have him in there. And then we have 7 Plague Marines. So another 7 Plague Marines. Not necessarily a bad thing. And then finally we have 30 of the Poxwalkers, which are basically just like zombies. They die very easy. They can come back from the dead. But they don't serve a lot of actual game purpose as far as like completing objectives or doing mission actions or anything. But they're good chaff, and they're good to screen out your enemy or, maintain board control. And this set comes out to about 527 to 557 points total. If we combine the Combat Patrol with the Christmas box set, we come out to a total combined of about 1471 to 1574, roughly 100 points from the low end to the high end. But it's pretty much a 1500 point army, which is definitely nice. So with that 1500 point army, we now have a Supreme Command. And actually, this is an error on my part. We still actually only have 1 HQ. So realistically, you need to add on some form of another HQ. There are quite a few options. Obviously, so far you have Mortarion, which is a unique character and a Lord of War. And then you have Typhus, who's a unique character, but is an HQ. So then after that, you really got to just pick to either have a Chaos Lord, a Lord in Terminator Armor, Demon Prince, Sorcerer, Lord of Contagion, Lord of Virulence, Malignant Plaguecaster, etc. I would recommend the Malignant Plaguecaster. Personally, he's a strong caster. He's fairly cheap. You could do a Demon Prince or one of the other options as well. But the key is, the goal is to get a second HQ so that you can take a battalion. And then after that, if you were going to expand out your army into, roughly 2,000 point force, you'd be looking for potentially some of the Death Shroud Bodyguard. So they're pretty cool, they're pretty strong, and they can take some of the hits if Mortarion is shot at range, etc. Next we have the Plague Burst Crawler. They're pretty cool tanks. They have like a lob plague mortar that they can kind of do. Some pretty cool guns overall. And they do provide some artillery support as you're like slowly advancing up the field. So Plague Burst Crawlers are pretty good. You could arguably take a couple of those. And then same thing with defeated bloat drones as well. Overall, your army is pretty slow. You do have some stuff with fly like Mortarion or Demon Prince. But having something like the bloat drones that hit hard, they're super durable, so they draw a lot of fire. And they're also fast and can fly. That sort of like fills the gap with everything that you're missing for Death Guard. So when it's all said and done, I think this is a really nice set. Obviously, getting a Demon Primarch in a Christmas bundle is awesome. If you already have Mortarion, this probably is not the set for you, as it's just going to be a little too redundant. It's definitely not worth buying 2 of this box, but it is really nicely paired with the Combat Patrol. And then also your first and foremost priority, if you just have this or if you already have the Combat Patrol, should be to get a second HQ so that you can run a battalion. That's obviously key for you, so you're not burning up command points just to be able to take your force. You're using them to actually buff your force. You can expand out in many ways, but probably going to be looking at something like Death Shroud Bodyguard, potentially Plague Burst Crawlers for artillery support, or the defeated bloat drones for a little bit of a distraction, Carnifex, kind of just running rampant, sort of like the wrench in the gears type situation. So, but there we have it. Really cool set. Definitely looking forward to this one. If you don't already have Mortarion or you've been thinking about getting into Death Guard, this is the way to go. If you already have the Combat Patrol, this will pair perfectly with it. If not, may want to look at that next. But I would definitely look for an HQ, expand out this force, and you'll be at 2,000 points before you know it. And then you can start swapping in and out units and find the perfect sweet spot for the Death Guard. So if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you check out the other videos we've done for the other Warhammer 40,000 sets. We will be coming with the Sigmar sets as well. If you're interested more in the actual value and how much savings, we do have a video on that. I'll pin it up there in the top right hand corner. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe. We do daily reviews, reactions, and news, as well as you can check out the playlist for painting, modeling, conversion tutorials. Everything from Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and Horus Heresy as well. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.